All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Kansas Speedway. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series heads to Kansas, home of the Wizard of Oz, home of Tornado Alley. Oh, and some great barbecue. It's Kansas Speedway. It's 98 laps tonight. It's race number 5 in that second season of 2021. Who's going to come away with the victory? There's no place like home here in Kansas. And TurnLeftTV. Well, it's the best dark car racing on a Friday night. It's High Octane Racing League. It's the Buschwackers Series. And tonight we are at Kansas Speedway. All right. Hey, thank you so much for coming in to TurnLeftTV. Got a good little show here for you tonight. So Kansas Speedway, this is actually located in Kansas City, Kansas, I believe. Two Kansas cities separated by the state line, right? Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas. Great little 1.5-mile track. Very, very fun. You're going to see some great racing here. And located in Kansas City, Kansas. Banking in the turn, 17 to 20 degrees. Progressive banking down the front stretch, 9 to 11 degrees. And down the back stretch at 5 degrees. Again, it's going to be a very, very fun race, I think. I want to say thank you so much for coming in here and joining me on TurnLeftTV. I always appreciate folks watching the broadcast, whether you do it live or recorded, or if you're going back and watching it again and again. Hopefully I look okay today. Haven't shaved in a while. Working on my spring beard. Hey, thanks for coming in. We got a good race here for you tonight. It's Kansas Speedway. And I think getting on and off pit lane is going to be key here tonight. Good side-by-side racing, too. I think the high line is in play here at Kansas. And I think this is one of the better 1.5-mile tracks. And with these Xfinity cars, as racy as they are, it's going to be a really, really fun race. And again, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, I encourage you to do so. Share my videos with all your friends, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I definitely watch that stuff. Thanks to all the folks who come in time and time again to watch these streams and join in the chats. Of course, Claudio Bardelli Jr. has already been in here, and he's out there on the track doing some practice laps. So good luck to him tonight. If you'd like to make a donation to TurnLeftTV, you can make a donation straight through PayPal by clicking on the link up in the banner of the channel, and that please donate to my channel button. Now to get the link to PayPal, you can make a donation there. Thanks to all those folks who have done so. And don't forget to go down to the description of this race and support me by clicking on the link to go over to the Fanatec website. If you're interested in purchasing something through them, please follow that link and help me out. Thanks to all those folks who have done so so far. It's been a good year for me with Fanatec and serving as an affiliate through them. And all because of you guys helping me out here at TurnLeftTV. All right, man. Got about 5 minutes or so left in the practice session, and we're going to get into qualifications. I guess we got about 4 minutes. I got a little chatty Cathy on you. We'll take a look at the schedule here in the Buschwackers series, about halfway through. Darlington Raceway coming up next week. That is going to be a challenging track. My heavens, man. Always a challenging track. 110 laps there coming up on May the 7th. A little bit longer race. Dover International Monster Mile coming up on May the 14th. New Hampshire Motor Speedway on May the 21st. You see Charlotte and Las Vegas, couple cookie cutter mile and a halfers. Well, Vegas a little bit shorter than that, I believe. Coming up on May 28th and June 4th to finish out the season at Vegas. Got a busy weekend of racing coming up tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 134 laps. Speaking of Vegas, the IndyCar is going to be out there tomorrow. High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series. Of course, that'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Man, Vegas is a fun track. Tough to pass. Tough to make that outside line work, but we've had a pretty good season here so far. And race number 3 headed your way tomorrow. 134 laps from Vegas. We got some more action. Stock car Rise headed your way this weekend. Race number 2 is Saturday Night Thunder season Darlington Raceway. 146 laps there. Man, this is a challenging track. Really is. And but these HORL Saturday Night Thunder Cup cars going to be making it happen tomorrow. 146 laps from Darlington. Don't forget, tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server, 3 self-managed packages available. Also has some servers overseas as well, so don't let that Elite Hosting USA part spook you there. That is a good way to get a hold of them, and you'll get a server package there that is catered to your area of the world. So definitely give that a look. EliteHostingUSA.com. Just a few moments left here, getting ready to go to the qualification session. Double check our side-by-side, make sure that's working just fine. Looks like it's working pretty well. Good to see that. Take a look at the session results here. I believe we'll get the session results here from the practice session. Claudio Bardelli Jr. lightning fast here, 30.124 at Palumbo, second in practice. Archer Vieira third. Lucas Simpsoner 4th in practice, and Tiago Gomez 5th. You see Paul Brown, Sean Jacobs, Zach Munkasey, Jesus Iglesias, and Javaldo Spindola rounding out the top 10 here in the practice session. Take a look at the 53 car. This is Jim Willis. Got a big win last week. At Talladega. I have no idea why we got ads here, but there you go. Gotta love those ads. It's the first time we've had that, huh? That's interesting. So we had a green-white checker there at Dega, and Jim Willis outlasted the competition and took away the claim to victory. He only had 2 caution flags all night long there at Dega, so great race, and Jim Willis gets the first win of the season, that 53 car, so congratulations to him. Can he make it 2 in a row? We will see. Top time right now is 30.278. That's Paul Brown on the 77 car. We're watching Claudio Bardelli Jr. His qualification attempt. Claudio Bardelli Jr. second there, just shy of the race lead, or the pole position. So good run there for the 91 car. Take a look at Artur Vieira. Oh, Artur Vieira there, not 30.275, the new top time. That 4 car. So good job, Artur Vieira. And we know Artur Vieira always a threat to win the race. So the 4 car starting up front. Got John Stanley here in the 12 car. 30.275 is the time to beat, and John Stanley going to qualify in the 9th position. Jesus Iglesias, always a fast qualifier here, so keep your eye on this 2X machine. 6 minutes left to go in the qualification session. Looks like he's going to be, he and Lucas Simpson are the top last 2 cars to put some qualifying laps down. So a little bit over, about a 10th over in the first sector there. A little bit faster in that second sector for the 2X machine. Let's see what he does in the final sector. 30.399. Right now 6th on the grid, and he's got another lap here to see if he can't chip into that. Climbing up the track there in turns 1 and 2. So Iglesias with this second lap. 30.792. Iglesias 7th on the grid. Don't forget about Lucas Symphony and his qualification attempts. 30.423, 5th on the grid for the 21. A little spin there at the end. That Flex Seal sponsored Mustang. Don't forget at ZiaComics.com, your nerd headquarters. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. That's ZiaComics.com, your nerd headquarters. These guys are going through the driver's meeting right now, so I'm going to check in on our crew in the chat session. Givaldo Linares joining us in the chat session. Claudio Bardelli Jr., he's out there on the track here tonight. Good evening to Givaldo. Good to see him in here. He's always a regular. Going to make that guy a moderator here or something, man. He's in here every time we do a stream. The biggest fan award right there goes to Givaldo Linares. All right, they are over the warm-up session. We'll check the qualification results. Take a look at the qualification results. Hopefully we got them. Oh, not giving us the results. How about that, huh? Gotta love when the overlays aren't working correctly. Christian Wilson here joining us. Julio Antonio also joining us in the chat session. Good night to him as well. Good luck to Christian Wilson tonight. In the 30 car. He'll be in the 30 car. We'll take a look at Christian right now in the in pit lane. On pit lane there. So we'll take a look at his 30 car. Must like to spin some vinyl right there. He's got the old vinyl on the back of that car. Don't forget, we got a huge race coming up tomorrow. Race number 3 in the High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series. That's right, IndyCars at Vegas. Race number 3, 134 laps in that IndyCar Series season. Stream will start at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I would expect a pretty big field for this one, too. So this has been a very, very interesting series so far. So Vegas, a little bit tough to pass, I think. I imagine that these it would be a little bit easier to pass, but I found that the High Line here is a little bit more difficult to pass than some of the other mile-and-a-half tracks in these Indy cars. So I'm kind of curious to see how these guys are able to navigate around those challenges. Pit strategy could be key at this race. So it's going to be live tomorrow right here on TurnLeftTV. About just a little under 6 minutes left to go here in the warm-up session. You're watching Sean Jacobs as he's doing his warm-up session in the 24 car in that Western Auto sponsored scheme. Couple minutes left here in the warm-up session. And we'll get it going here at Kansas Speedway. Thanks so much for coming in and watching the stream here on TurnLeftTV. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, the broadcaster, the commentator. You get 98 laps here tonight. Race number 5 of the season. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to put my pick in right now. And my pick tonight, who am I going to pick to win this race? So my pick to win this race is Artur Vieta, who I think is going to win this race. We'll make it official right there. I mean, full disclosure here, I'm not rooting for any driver in particular here. I root for all the drivers equally, but throw my my guess, my chips on the table here for Artur Vieta. All right, boys and girls, it is that time. Time to get this bad boy started here. So 98 laps here at Kansas Speedway.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
All right, boys and girls, I don't know what we had going on there, but whoever it was wasn't on the ball. So the audio guy didn't get that figured out. Starting order. Artur Vieta starts in P1 in that 4-car. Paul Brown starts in the second position, the 77. Claudio Bardelli Jr. third. Zach Casey fourth. You see Lucas Hinfer starts in the 5th position and Palumbo 6th. Jesus Iglesias starts 7th, and Givaldo Spindola starts in the 8th position. In 9th is Sean Jacobs, the 24 car. Jim Willis starts in the 10th position. John Stanley will start 11th in the 12 car. Colin Matiak in the 13th starts in the 12th position. Tiago Gomez 13th in that 9X car. And Christian Wilson starts in the 14th position in the 30 car. All right, thing to do here is just get settled in at this track. Pretty easy track to drive. I think you're going to see a lot of side-by-side racing, but once those tires wear out, this thing can get a little slick. So the 4-car of Artur Vieta will lead the field to take the green flag here for race number 5. Tonight at Kansas Speedway. Paul Brown starts in the outside pole there in the 77 car. 91 Claudio Bardelli Jr. Going to be pretty aggressive early on, I think. Zach Casey in the 29 starts in 4th. Lucas Hinfer, fuel mileage king, starts in the 5th position. 54, Ed Palumbo. That mellow yellow sponsored machine is 6th. Here we go. Pace car is in.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Off the green. 77, a good start there on the outside line. And I tell you what, I think that outside line is a real viable choice here tonight. See the 77 car getting a little bit of run on the outside here, side by side between the 4 and the 77. Paul Brown ends up getting a hold of the race lead. So Paul Brown, the race leader now. Take a look at out of the back of Paul Brown's machine at Arcavieta in that 4 car. Arcavieta, good run there, and going to have to protect that bottom side there. Zach Moncase in the 29 car diving down the bottom side. And Palumbo working that outside line in that 54 car. He's trying to get up front here quickly. On board here with Ed Palumbo running in the 3rd position. Zach Moncase tucks in back in the 4th spot. Again, I think that outside line is in play. Take a look at Zach Moncase running in P4. Now 29 car. Going to have a good race here tonight. Lucas Simpner laying back there a little bit. Again, I mentioned his propensity to save fuel, so keep in mind the 21 always has that in mind of trying to save fuel, maybe win this on a fuel mileage strategy. Jesus Iglesias in the 2X car right now running in the 7th position. Came out early here tonight, got a lot of laps in, so expect him to be good on the long haul. Right now running in the 2X spot in 7th. Sean Jacobs in the 24 car. Running in the 8th position. Givaldo Spindola diving down to the inside line here. A little battle down the front stretch. In the 24 and the 68. Spindola in the 68 car tucks in. Sean Jacobs here trying to find a way to hold off that 68 car. 68 up on the outside line here. Going to get pretty tight here between the 68 and the 24. Sean Jacobs realizing that outside line might be the place to be as he gives up a spot there. Now behind him, you see the 13 and the 53. Colin Maniac, Jim Willis running in 10th and 11th. We're on board here with the 9th place car, Sean Jacobs. Sean going up to the high side. It takes a lot of discipline to run that outside line, and he's gone up to the high side. Jim Willis is going to use that outside line to make that pass on Colin Maniac. We'll take a look at Colin Maniac in the 13 car, our whippersnapper. He's going down to that, back down to that bottom side. Giving Jim Willis a little run here. Maniac now making that pass, getting back by the 53 car. Now he's going back up to the high side here, looking to see if he can't weave himself through traffic. John Stanley, good little run here in the 12 car. Tiago Gomez just behind him. Tiago down on the inside line in that 9X machine. He's usually pretty fast as well, so good run here between the 12 and the 9X. Good race. John Stanley. That Stanley Tools Mustang up on the outside line. Get a little tight there coming off the turn. 9X has to tighten back up and get back behind 12 cars. Not able to pull off that pass. Paul Brown not able to run away from the 4 car. Arcavieta just behind him, running in P2. He's our pole setter here tonight. So Paul Brown in the 77 car, the race leader. Arcavieta is in 2nd. Ed Palumbo 3rd. Zach Moncase in 4th. Lucas Simpner in the 5th position. Vieta is looking very, very racy here tonight. On board here with Paul Brown, the race leader. Very, very good battle there between P1, P2. Ed Palumbo, Zach Muncasey, Lucas Simpson all running together here. 3, 4, and 5. Zach Muncasey looking down on that bottom line, not able to pull off that pass. He's sandwiched in between the 54 and the 21. Lucas Simpson in that 21 car. Trying to peek around there, maybe a little bit on that high side. Zach Muncasey not going to give him that opening. See the front two kind of running away from it a little bit right now, as Zach Muncasey going to leave that bottom side open, and maybe he's going to try to make a pass here on the 54 car. The 54 using that outside line. Very, very good runner here on the outside line here, so got to be very careful. As these tires start to wear out, things can happen here. And tell you what, Lucas Simpson going to try to stick that car in that gap. As Muncasey trying to make this pass on the 54. Ed Palumbo in the 54 car. Mellow Yellow sponsor machine. That's allowed Claudio Bardelli Jr. to close in on these guys. Looking out of the back of oh, man, that got tight right there. The 29 and the 21 almost wrecked. That was a crash right there that just almost came to fruition. The 54, he's trying to figure out which side he's going to have to block here. The 54 trying to take the 21's line away from him, but he's got to worry about that 29 down below as well. Good side-by-side racing right here early on. 3, 4, 5, and 6 all running together. 29 car kind of backs off. Muncasey down on that bottom line, figuring out he might not be able to go anywhere on the bottom line, and now he drops back, loses a couple positions here. Now tucks in, and he's in the 6th position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. going to try his luck on the bottom line. Take a look at that 91, Claudio Bardelli Jr. One of our Brazilian drivers. Right now running in P4 side by side with the 21. Does he have enough room to be able to squeeze in there? No, he doesn't. You got to be very, very careful, man. That spot can, that opening can close up in a second. The 91 and the 21 side by side. This is some great racing here at Kansas. Now you got 3 guys here working on the bottom side. Ed Palumbo in that 54 up high, and he's going to have maybe a little bit of teammate. 91 pulls off that pass, so you got to have some help on the bottom side. And they say, oh, man, there's contact right there. Muncasey and Palumbo got together. Muncasey kind of slid up and got into Palumbo. Ed Palumbo there holds on to that thing. Man, that got crazy right there. That got crazy. See if we can't get another look at that. That got a little bit crazy right there. Watch this 29 car. See those guys going by the 54 on the inside line, and the 29 is going to try to sneak through here as well, and he slides up the track and right there, contact with the 54. Not this, the 4 car of Arthur Vieta looking to make a pass here on the 77 car. As Arthur Vieta now to the race lead to 77. Paul Brown in 2nd. Arthur Vieta, the new race leader. Our pole setter. Should say back to the race lead. Colin Matiak here looking to try to get around this 54 car. Matiak in the 13, 54, Ed Palumbo way up the track there. As a 13, a Colin Matiak now moving up to the 6th position. Sean Jacobs here looking to make some moves. Sean Jacobs in the 24 car. He's trying to get around the 91. Good battle there between the 91 and the 24. Side by side is a 24 in that Western Auto sponsored Chevy Camaro. Trying to make some passes here as he gets around the 91 car. So now moving up to the 4th position to 91, Claudio Bardelli Jr. falling back to the 5th spot. Jim Willis, he's in a hornet's nest right now. 53, Jim Willis in that Black Rifle Coffee Company sponsor machine, number 53. That's a mouthful. He and Zach Munkasey side by side. John Stanley in this mix too. Looking at the back of Jim Willis's machine, see Zach Munkasey up the track there. Tiago Gomez in this mix as well. Oh, Munkasey makes some contact with the wall right there. Trying to climb down the track and almost gets into Tiago Gomez. Munkasey again, more contact for Zach Munkasey. This guy's hanging on. Munkasey, they're having a tough time. Take a look at this. Christian Wilson, Givaldo Spindola here having a battle. Remember that Paul Brown led quite a few laps here at the beginning of the race after he took the race lead from the 4 car, but the 4 was able to get back by and lead quite a few laps here. So watch this, man. The 77 got around the 4 here after making pit stops, but now that 4 car is hanging on to the back of the 77. Take a look at Givaldo Spindola right now running in the 11th position. Zach Muncasey on pit lane. Not sure what's going on with Zach Muncasey. He'll be doing another pit stop here. So interesting sequence for Zach Muncasey. He's coming back out on track now in the 14th position as we watch Givaldo Spindola in the 68 car in 11th. See the 54 and the 53 car here battling it out. 54 Mellow Yellow sponsor machine getting around that 53 car. So the 54 now in 6th. Jim Willis running in the 7th position. Take a look at Christian Wilson here running in that 30 car. He is in the 13th spot. About there by himself right now. He is 1 lap down in that 30 car. John Stanley, good news for him though, even though he has done his drive-through, he is in the lucky dog position in case we do get a caution flag. So he'll be able to get that lap back. So definitely wants to hold on to that. Does not want to see, now Givaldo Spindola is the lucky dog position in the 68 car. So Givaldo now our lucky dog candidate. Paul Brown in the 77 and the 4 of Arthur Viana. Those 2 guys have been the class of the field here tonight. And about a 5, almost a 6-second lead on the field. Lucas Simpler running in the 3rd position. In the 21 car. Colin Matiak is in 4th in the 13. A couple of our young guns here running together. We've seen these guys do a lot of battling since coming out to HORL. A little bit of rivalry between the 2. Guys about the same age, about 16, 17 years old. 53, Jim Willis up on the outside line here trying to get around 54 of Ed Palumbo. Sean Jacobs in this mix too. Sean Jacobs up on the outside line following that 53 car. No, looks like he's going to try and maybe split the difference there. The 24 car, oh man. Thiago Gomez in this mix. Ed Palumbo falling back here a little bit. 54 car now running in 9th as Willis, Jacobs, and Gomez get by. Again, back up here with our race leaders. Paul Brown, Arthur Vieira. We'll take a look at Arthur Vieira here as he was able to get around Paul Brown in that first run. Get back around Paul Brown, I should say, because he did start on the pole. Paul Brown got around early on, about lap 2, but now Arthur Vieira here trying to maybe get back around and lead some more laps. So he seems to be a little bit stronger in the long runs. Lucas Simpler and Colin Matiak here battling out. This for the 3rd position. Lucas Simpler down to the inside line. Colin Matiak on the outside line. Lucas Simpler taking over that spot in that Flex Seal sponsor machine. As Colin Matiak in the 13 falls back to the 4th position. We've been caution free. These guys complaining about the setup here a little bit, but they've been caution free here 38 laps in. Zach Casey making that early second pit stop here. Damage to the right front. Again, he makes some contact with the wall of that 29 car. Matiak not comfortable following the 21. Matiak down to the inside line. The 21, kind of a roadblock there with the 68 car. 21 wanting to get around Givaldo Spindola. The 13 car is going to use him as a pick. Colin Matiak making that pass on Lucas Simpner. 68, Givaldo Spindola letting those guys go by. Now Lucas Simpner trying to claim that spot back. So Matiak back to the third position. Simpner in fourth. Good battle here. 13, Colin Matiak, Ohio native. Battling that Flex Seal sponsored Mustang, a Lucas Simpner. P3. Simpner going to the high line. Oh, way up the track there is a 21 car. Again, side-by-side racing right there. 21 gets around the 13 car. Muscles ahead. On board here with the 13. Colin Matiak now back to fourth. Take a look at Claudio Bardelli Jr. He and Jim Willis here racing for position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in fifth. Jim Willis running in the sixth position in that 53 car. See, the outside line seems to be a little bit better here, especially on these late runs as the 53 getting by. Bardelli Jr. looking out of the back of his machine as 24 is Sean Jacobs in the 9X of Tiago Gomez. Those guys closing in. John Stanley trying to get around Givaldo Spindola. I think this might be for the lucky dog position. No, Jesus Iglesias is our lucky dog car. So John Stanley now taking over the 11th position. Looks like he's in 10th now. Sean Jacobs and Claudio Bardelli Jr. 24, Sean Jacobs in that Western Auto sponsor machine. The 91, Claudio Bardelli Jr. on the outside line. Can Sean Jacobs pull off this pass on the inside? Tiago Gomez going to make it 3 wide here coming into the turn. This is going to get hairy. He backs off, wisely backs off as Bardelli Jr. in the 24 of Sean Jacobs battling for position. 9X, Tiago Gomez. He's in this mix. Gomez trying to figure out who he wants to go with. Gomez down on the inside line. Is he going to get by Bardelli Jr.? Get out of the back of Tiago Gomez's machine to Bardelli Jr. Tucking in. Gomez has a heck of a run here on the 24 car, all over the back of Sean Jacobs. A little bit of bump right there, trying to move him up the track a little bit. Good battle here. Sean Jacobs in 6th, Tiago Gomez 7th, Claudio Bardelli Jr. in 8th. Zach Casey trying to play some catch up here, getting around the 30 car. 29 of Zach Casey moving back up. He's now in the 13th position. Paul Brown in the 77 indicating he's going to be making a pit stop here. So our race leader coming down pit lane. That's going to give the race lead to Arthur Vieira. He's a 77 car making a pit stop. So we take a look at Paul Brown making a pit stop. Lucas Simfner on pit lane. Colin Matiak on pit lane. So now Artivieta here coming down pit lane. So Artivieta, the race leader, making a pit stop. Thiago Gomez going to assume the lead here in the 9X car. 50 laps to go. Just past halfway. And it's interesting to see what that halfway point was. Thiago Gomez, Claudio Bardelli Jr, Artivieta, Jim Willis, and Sean Jacobs rounding out the top 5 halfway. You've got to wonder how long is Gomez going to stay out here in the 9X machine. He might have something figured out. Take a look at this. Jesus Iglesias is on pit lane. In the 13th position in that 2X machine. Our race leader is the 9X of Thiago Gomez. Paul Brown now back to second. A little bit faster pit stop for him. Artivieta about 2 seconds behind in the 3rd position. Lucas Simfner is in 4th. 9X, Thiago Gomez indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. Got to be very, very careful. Easy to speed. Coming down pit lane here as Gomez peels off the track. Good safe pit entry for the 9X machine. We're back up here with Paul Brown as he got a little bit of a gap there on Artivieta. Now he did pit a lap earlier, but he seemed to get on and off pit lane a little bit quicker than Artivieta. Simfner in the 3rd position. Technically 4th, but will be 3rd. There we go. Look at this. Good tight battle here between 21 and the 4. So the 21 tightened up here with the 4 car. Lucas Simfner now in the hunt here. Remember, he had been battling Colin Matiak, Ed Palumbo for a while. Now battling for P2. Artivieta in 2nd. Lucas Simfner in 3rd. Paul Brown has a 2.5 second lead on these guys. Zach Moncasey in the 29 car indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. Good safe pit entry for him. Jim Willis running in the 6th position in that 53 car. Black Rifle Coffee Company sponsored machine. Got a big win last week at Talladega. A little bit of work to do here tonight to get win number 2. Right now running in the 6th position, about 14.5 seconds off the pace. You guys starting to close in here. Artivieta in the 4 car starting to close in on the race leader now below 2 seconds. Lucas Simfner in 3rd. Colin Matiak in the 4th position. We've been caution free, 55 laps in. Like I mentioned, man, Artivieta is one of those guys who's consistently up front. Does a lot of practice laps, has a lot of experience, and loves the stock cars. This guy can flat out drive anything. Lucas Simfner running in P3. Both those guys know how to use that outside line. Don't forget about Colin Matiak, the whippersnapper. And his 13 car running in the 4th position. always seems to keep himself in the hunt. This guy is a risk taker too. I mean, I've seen him put this car in places where it's just absolutely no shot of getting around, and he somehow makes it work. This guy drives that car on the edge every single lap. Nerves of steel out of this guy. Worry about the KG veteran, the 54, Ed Palumbo, running in the 5th position. Jim Willis closing in on him. Looking out of the back of Ed Palumbo's machine, you see Jim Willis there diving down to the inside line. Side-by-side run here. 54 and the 53. These guys have been racing around each other for a while now. That 54 car going to give that 53 a little bit of room, but make him earn it. See the 53 trying to just to get by there and clear that 54, and he does. So Jim Willis pulling off that pass, now moving up to the 5th position. Is Ed Palumbo now back to 6th. Zach Muncasey, Givaldo Spindola here battling it out. Muncasey, the 29 on the inside line. Spindola in that 68 car up on the outside line. Good run here. Good side-by-side battle there. Spindola and Muncasey. These guys do not want to give it up. 29 car trying everything he can to try to get around that 68. 68 making him earn it. Spindola holding on to that spot in 11th. Muncasey drops back to 12. Look at this, 21, Lucas Simpfer. The 4 of Artavieta here. These guys getting around Paul Brown. Artavieta now the new race, back to the race lead as the 21 follows him through. Oh, the 21 smacking the wall there a little bit. Simpfer got that car way up the track and made a little contact with the wall. There might be some damage on that machine. We'll take a look at this pass again. See the 21 there getting by the 77, following that 4 car through, but now way right there, man, high entry into the turn, and he makes a little contact with the wall there, just rubs a little bit of paint off. My heavens. Artavieta back to the race lead. Take a look at this 54. He has got Sean Jacobs breathing down his neck right now. Sean Jacobs in the 24 up on the outside line. Claudio Bardelli Jr. running behind him. The 54 now coming down pit lane, peeling off the track to make a pit stop. Take a look at Paul Brown in the 77 car. Right now running in 3rd. Little bit earlier pit stop for him. Seems like that car falls off just a little bit toward the end of their run compared to some of these other guys here. And he might be saving his stuff here for a little bit of a dash there for the late half of this run, or the back half of this run here. 63 laps in. Caution free. Lucas Simpfer way up the track again. Look at 1, 2, 3. Right there. Couldn't put a piece of paper between 3 of those guys. Artavieta is first. Paul Brown back there. Lucas Simpfer back there. Paul Brown in 3rd. Lucas Simpfer way up the track, man. He had no room to breathe right there. My heavens. Colin Matiak in the 13 car. He's one of those guys to get a little racy here, help him catch back up. He's about 6 seconds behind those guys. Running in P4. Good run for him. Tightest battle on the track other than the leaders. There might be Bardelli Jr. and Sean Jacobs. That's a little bit of a gap there, I guess. Bartelli Jr. running in the 7th position as Sean Jacobs on board here with him looking out of the back of his machine running in 6th. I'll tell you what, man, these guys just cannot figure it out. These guys cannot figure it out. Look at this. Side by side here. Lucas Simpler up on the high line. Paul Brown here trying to hit that bottom line. Good side by side racing right there. Paul Brown needs a little bit of help here from the draft. Luca using that high line to draft back by. Paul Brown cannot pull off that pass. He's going to squeeze that 21 car a little bit. Paul Brown tucks in. Looking on that bottom line there. Simpler holding on to that position, but Paul Brown looking on the bottom side. That's what Artavera wants to see. To see that out of the back of his car. Those guys get a little bit racy right there. Looking out of the back of Arthur Vietta's machine, our race leader. Lucas Simpler running in second. Paul Brown in third. You see those guys using a little bit different line. Paul Brown might have that car below that rear quarter. No, he has to tuck back in. Simpler gets the run coming off the turn, and all he needs, Paul Brown needs, is Artavera go down to the bottom line there, go down to that second lane down, and that'll help that 77 car out. So Vietta in the 4 car. The race leader. Simpler in second, Brown in third. These guys just cannot figure it out on board here with Paul Brown in the third position. See him going down to the bottom side there. Trying to get a run on the 21 car. He needs that 4 car to dive down to the bottom side a little bit, help him out. But that 21 car is not going to give up that high line, that's for sure. See the 77 wanting to get down to that bottom line. He needs that 4, the race leader, to help him out a little bit. He might be able to get back by. Oh, Simpler might have made some contact with the wall right there. A little squirrely off the turn. The 21 got sideways off the turn. That's going to give that 77 car a little bit of run here, side by side. Simpler's car might be getting a little bit loose. 77 car, said he's going to be coming down pit lane here. So the 77 making a pit stop here. Jim Willis. He's now in the 4th position. Colin Maniac is on pit lane. So Colin Maniac making his pit stop. Simpler now leading the lap as Archie Vietta also coming down pit lane with the 77 car. Maniac finishing up his pit stop. Lucas Simpler, the race leader. The 13 coming back around on that apron. Got to be really careful. There's Lucas Simpler leading the race, and he's now coming down pit lane. So the 21 car making a pit stop. Got to be very careful not to speed. This would be devastating at this point in the race. 73 laps in. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91 car, now the new race leader. Thiago Gomez is in second. Lucas Simpler on pit lane, shown in third right now. So Bardelli Jr., the 91, the race leader. Gomez in second, closing in 1.6 seconds back. Simpler on pit lane. 91 indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. So Bardelli Jr. going to make a pit stop here on the backstretch. Bardelli Jr. almost blew that car up, man. He dropped that car into a second gear, I believe, and almost blew that up. Here, watch this, a 91, making a pit stop. Oh, he's Toledo, man. 9X car also coming down pit lane. 77 car. Oh, right there, contact between the 77 and the 21. Oh my gosh, did you see that? Contact there between Lucas Simpner and Paul Brown. Watch this. Oh man, hard contact right there between the 77 and the 21. Oh my heavens. Take a look at Sean Jacobs in the 7th position in that 24 car. So about 20 seconds back. Paul Brown back to the lead. 21 car, Lucas Simpler second. Artur Vieta is in third. 1, 2, 3, racing it out here with about 20 laps to go. Spindola on pit lane. Paul Brown, he and the 21 of Lucas Simpler got together there. That got interesting. We'll take a look at this again. So Paul Brown in the 77 car drifting up the track right there. That was just hard contact. They both have probably a little bit of damage there. So 77 and the 21 might have a little bit of damage. The 4 car, he's been pretty clean here, so he might have the best car of the 3. 20 laps to go. So 1, 2, 3. Very, very tight battle here between the 3 of these guys. Brown, Simpner, Vieta battling it out for the win. Colin Matiak running in P3 here, 81 laps in. Zach Buncasey in the 29 car just in front of him. Zach is in the 11th position. Forget about that 2X machine. 2X, Iago Gomez, Jesus Iglesias. He's had a little bit of a tough night here. Jesus running in the 14th position. Yeah, Palumbo bouncing back here a little bit, but he and Jim Willis here battling it out. Jim Willis trying to make a pass here on the outside line. Jim Willis in that 53 car, getting by that 54 of Ed Palumbo. So Jim Willis now taking over the 5th position. A pretty good run here. Last week's winner, Jim Willis. Black Rifle Coffee Company sponsored Camaro, now running in 5th. 91, Claudio Bardelli Jr. now running in the 7th position. Thiago Gomez also moving up the grid. He's in the 8th spot in this 9X machine. John Stanley still trying to bounce back, man. He wants to get in that lucky dog position, but I'll tell you what, the way this race has gone, it's going to be green the rest of the way, I believe. Unless somebody does something drastic here, I think it's going to be green the rest of the way. But look at this, 1, 2, 3, and these guys are running up on some lap traffic here. 30 car, Christian, oh, there we go. There we go. There was some contact. Christian Wilson was way up the track there trying to get out of the way, and there was contact. There was contact. Oh my heavens, man. Did you see that? And we got a late race pit stop here. Late race pit stop. We'll take a look here as these guys trying to get around. Paul. Oh, man, there was contact right there with Paul Brown. Christian Wilson got up the track. He was a lap car. And Lucas Simper got the worst end of that deal, that's for sure. Did you see that? It's on board here. That's Christian Wilson way up the track, and then contact right there between the 4 and the 21. 21 got into the back of the 77 car as well. Oh my heavens. Paul Brown on pit lane here, lap 87. You know these other guys are going to have to make a pit stop here. So Paul Brown giving up the race lead to come down pit lane. Artevada here making a late race pit stop in that 4 car. Man, he was awful fast. Coming down pit lane here. Lucas Simfner, can he save enough fuel? I don't think so. 21 car, the race leader. Paul Brown coming back out on track. This will be interesting, man. Maybe a 2-tire stop with some of these guys. Artur Vieta on pit lane in the 4 car. Lucas Simfner trying to weave his way through traffic. Does he have enough fuel? I don't think he does. Maybe he's got the tires. I don't know. We've been caution free. You see Artur Vieta coming back out on track as Lucas Simfner. He's got a little bit of front end damage. Is that car going to overheat here? Does he have enough fuel to make it to the end? What about tires? Artur Vieta back out on track. Simfner in the 21 car. I said keep your eye on this guy because he likes to save his stuff, man. The 21, Simfner, Lucas Simfner, the race leader here. The rest of these guys had to come down pit lane, but he knows he's got some front end damage. There was hard contact into the back of the 77 car. Then he got into the back of the 30 car. Artur Vieta there getting by on the inside line on fresh tires. Lucas Simfner in the 21, that Flex Seal sponsored machine. You know he's got a little damage there. Will those tires hold out? Tires have been an issue all night long. Jim Willis running in the 2nd position. 92 laps in, the 53 car in P2. Can he get his 2nd win in a row? So Lucas Simfner in the 21, man, he got into the back of 2 cars in that mess. 93 laps in, Lucas Simpner. Can he hold on? For the win. Take a look at this. Archie Vieta here now making a pass on Sean Jacobs. Vieta in the 4 car now moves up to the 5th position. Sean Jacobs back to 6th. (9X) Thiago Gomez, Givaldo Spindola here battling it out. 9X Thiago Gomez here makes a pass, now moves up to the 11th position. Late race pass for him. Zach Munkasey racing Lucas Simpner. Jim Willis has to come down pit lane, make a late race pit stop. What a tough break there for him. Can Simpner hold on? (95 laps in). Simpner looks like he's going to be able to hold on here. He's got a big lead over Paul Brown. Paul Brown, Claudio Bardelli Jr., Archie Vieta, Sean Jacobs all had to come down pit lane. We've been caution free. 96 laps in. Lucas Simpner has a little bit of a roadblock in front. Zach Munkasey, Givaldo Spindola just ahead. Can Luca pull off the race win? Another one of these fuel-saving, tire-saving strategy races for Lucas Simpner. Oh, contact right there. Zach Munkasey gets into the wall. Givaldo Spindola gets into the wall. 2 laps to go. Lucas Simpner into 21. That Flex Seal sponsored Mustang in traffic. Across the start-finish line, we'll have 1 lap to go for the 21 car. Can he get his 2nd win? 2nd win of the season for Lucas Simpner. 1 lap to go. Little bit of traffic, no worries there, no real need to pass these guys. Definitely do not want to get wrecked here on this last turn. 29 giving him a lot of room. Lucas Simpner coming off the final turn through the tri-oval. The 21 of Lucas Simpner going to get the race win here at Kansas. What a heck of a run there for the 21 car. Pit strategy won again. Great job, Lucas Simpner. Good win there for him. (13) car there, Colin Madiak, giving him a congratulatory door smash. So congratulations to Lucas Simpner getting that race win. Paul Brown finishes in 2nd. Archie Vieta is 3rd. Claudio Bardelli Jr. 4th. Sean Jacobs 5th. Colin Madiak is 6th. Ed Palumbo 7th. John Stanley finishes in the 8th position. Jim Willis 9th. Zach Munkasey rounding out the top 10. So Luca Simfner, big win for him. Congratulations to Luca on coming away with the race victory. We'll take a look at the final standings. So Luca Simfner gets that big race win. Paul Brown finishes in the second position in the 77 car. RJ Fiat third. Claudio Bardelli is fourth. Sean Jacobs finishes in the fifth position. Colin Matiak is sixth. And Palumbo finishes in the seventh position in the 54. John Stanley finishes in the eighth position. Battles back there for an eighth place finish in the 12 car. Jim Willis, late race pit stop for the 53 car, finishes in the ninth position. Zach Von Casey battles for the 10th spot. Good top 10 run for him. Tiago Gomez finishes in the 11th position. Givaldo Spindola 12th. Jesus Iglesias finishes in the 13th position, and Christian Wilson finishes in the 14th position. So congratulations to Luca Simfner on getting the win here at Kansas. We'll see if we can get Luca Simfner up here in the booth with us and have a little chat. All right, Luca Simfner in the Flex Seal sponsored Mustang does it again. Congratulations.
Thank you. 2 in a row. I'm pretty good at this now.
Well, you know, you guys had a little bit of some drama there toward the end of that race with lap traffic. Talk about what was going through your mind there as you got into the back of the 77 car and looks like might even gotten into the back of the 30 car who was up the track.
You know, I actually think I started to finally become a real stock car racer tonight. I got mad at people, and I think they kind of deserved it sometimes.
So you're starting to move people out of the way? Is that what it is?
Not necessarily move people out of the way, but maybe just be mad at them. I don't have any ideas yet, but maybe next week, a couple weeks, might have some ideas.
Well, I guess the elephant in the room is do I have to worry about tomorrow night at Darlington in the Saturday Night Thunder?
Well, I don't think you necessarily will have to worry about that too much, but maybe everybody in general might have to think about it a little bit more.
You know, a lot of guys were really talking about this setup and how they didn't like the setup, but it really, I mean, caution-free race, 98 laps here. And it looked like the racing was kind of fun. How did you feel about it?
I thought that the track might have had too much rubber in it, and that the top groove was way too fast for the whole time, because it seemed that there was no way that you could use the bottom line effectively. And I felt that was just, it didn't really promote great racing.
Well, what was the fuel like for you? Did you win it on fuel mileage? Did you win it just saving tires? How did that work for you?
Personally, I didn't know. I didn't actually know if you could go to the end. I thought everybody could go to the end pretty easily, and it turned out that wasn't possible. But when I found out that, you know, stopping one lap later than some people, that you could go to the end just barely, I only had maybe half a lap of fuel at most left. I was gonna do it no matter what happened.
Well, next week is Darlington, and that is a track I think. I mean, for me, I could throw off that schedule because I'm not a huge fan of that track. How do you feel about it?
Darlington. Last time I ran Darlington, I did pretty good. I think I actually won it. I don't remember exactly, but I might have won the last Darlington. And I came up with this great idea how to go super fast. And even if you have no tires left, you can go super fast, and maybe it'll work again next time.
Well, you're getting good at these interviews. I can tell there's a lot of confidence right now in the Flex Seal sponsored camp. What kind of message do you have to the rest of these guys that are your rivals here in this series?
I personally don't think I have any rivals, although I won't name any names. Actually, I will name names. That Colin guy made me kind of mad.
Uh-oh.
He didn't work together with me, and I was pretty mad about that. But the big thing is, I want to shout out Givaldo for being there, because if it wasn't for him, I don't think I would have had enough fuel.
All right, man. Well, good luck to you. Congratulations on a big win, and good luck to you the rest of the season and next week at Darlington.
Thank you.
All right, that's Lucas Simpner. You can just hear the confidence, man, in the voice there. 21 car has a little swagger right now, doesn't he? I mean, this guy is clicking on all cylinders. This team is doing really, really well. So congratulations to Lucas Simpner, one of our young guns. And like I said, man, I was talking about that rivalry between Colin Matiak and Lucas Simpner, and it looks like shots have been fired from the Luca camp. So will Colin Matiak respond? That's the question. I think he will. He's a very, very cagey driver, too, one of our young guns, as I mentioned. And you know how that happens, man. You get those young guys there, get a little testosterone going and a little rivalry, and that's good to see. It makes for good broadcasting. So both those guys, they have very different driving styles. One's a little bit more conservative, and the other one kind of hangs it out there on the edge. So it's going to be interesting to see how that rivalry shapes up there between Colin Matiak, the whippersnapper, and the 21 of Luca Simpner. Well, we got some more racing headed your way this weekend. Don't forget, Las Vegas Motor Speedway coming up tomorrow in the High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series. 134 laps from that great track, a cookie cutter and a great track for IndyCars. Race number 3 in that season, and of course, it's going to be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Great one headed your way tomorrow, so don't want to miss it. And then I'm going to be out racing. I don't know if I'm going to be racing the Darlington track. I can't stand this track, but a lot of guys really like this. But Saturday Night Thunder headed your way tomorrow from Darlington Raceway, 146 laps in the Cup cars, and a very tough track. The Lady in Black coming up tomorrow. And this is going to be a really, really fun race, I think, for these guys in the Saturday Night Thunder. You don't want to miss it. If you're interested in racing in some Cup cars tomorrow in the Saturday Night Thunder, there's the Discord address there at the bottom of that banner. Give us a shout on High Octane Racing League's Discord channel. What a great race it was here tonight. Thank you so much for coming in and joining me here on the TurnLeftTV channel. Man, that was a fantastic race. These guys, like I said, they were griping about the setup a little bit. I heard them on the radio all night long complaining about the setup. But listen, that made for some great racing. It was fantastic racing. Caution-free, side-by-side, little fender rubbing, little bump and run, and a little traffic there to deal with. All the drama you want to see. Pit strategies, you had guys speeding on pit lane, so making some mistakes on pit lane. And the cream rose to the top here tonight. You had those 3 players there, and those guys, 2 of the 3 had to make pit stops, late race pit stops. And one of them gambled, and it worked out for him. So congratulations to Lucas Simpner. That was a great race tonight right here on TurnLeftTV and High Octane Racing League. We get some great racing here. So appreciate you coming in and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and let me know how I'm doing. And you can share my videos with all your friends on any social media platform where you can share YouTube videos. You're more than welcome to share my videos. If you'd like to make a donation to TurnLeftTV, you can click on the link up in the banner of the channel and make a donation straight through PayPal. Also, please go down to the link of the description of this race and follow that to the Fanatec website if you're interested in purchasing some equipment through them. I've got the DD1 wheelbase, the GT2 wheel rim, and the V3 inverted pedals, and I absolutely love all that stuff. Makes a heck of a lot more fun for me to race. But help me out if you decide you want to buy something through them. They got a new DD1, kind of a lower end, it's a CSL DD1 wheelbase, a direct drive CSL wheelbase. It's in the $350 range-ish. right now. So definitely want to give that a look if you're interested in getting into the DD1, or excuse me, into the direct drive revolution. Great wheel to check out. But if you decide you want to make a purchase through them, please follow my link and help me out here at TurnLeftTV. Peace to everybody out there. Have a great weekend. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for the IndyCar Series at Vegas. It's going to be a fun one. And don't forget, next week we'll be at Darlington Raceway for 110 laps here in the Buschwackers Series. It'll be a great one. You know it. Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. That's right, 3 rFactor 2 server packages for you to choose from if you're interested in running a league and you want to host your league on a quality server. Don't forget to give EliteHostingUSA.com your consideration. Congratulations to Lucas Simpson on getting their big race win here at, where were we? Kansas. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. I'm going to get out of here and join my friends up in the booth. And you guys have a great one. And I am out of here.